Hello, my fellow classmates. My name is Dwayne Roan, and this is my industry professional presentation for public speaking this month. I want to first start off by saying that we all come from different walks of life, some greater, some similar, and some worse than others. Regardless of these avenues of life that we all come from, I believe that it heavily influences the music that we listen to as young adults and as adults. Me growing up in the city of Newport News, Virginia, I grew up being an avid hip-hop listener. So I had many influences as far as producers and engineers that helped influence me pursue my career in music. Some of those actual producers being Timberland, Pharrell, Dr. Dre, just to name a few. But this presentation is about one that stands out above all to me, one that I feel that I greatly relate to, me being an artist myself as well as a producer and an engineer. And this person would be Havoc, which is one half of the duo, the infamous Mobb Deep. Now Havoc has easily made a name for himself as one of the top producers in the industry today. I say that because of the numerous names that he's worked with, pretty big names as far as LL Cool J, Puff Daddy, Method Man, Eminem. But basically, his earliest works were done on the first album of Mobb Deep. On Mobb Deep's first LP, which was called Juvenile Hell, Havoc went about homing in on his production skills at the age of 17. It later led them on to their second LP, which was called The Infamous, where Havoc went about solidifying himself as one of the great producers of that time. After the Infamous album, Havoc went about actually going in and furthering his production skills even further. He then at that point, for their third LP, Hell on Earth, Havoc then at that point actually started playing around with classical music, which with those classical music samples, he started to incorporate that into his production process. Once he went about doing so, he used on later titles like Murder Music. He used that on The Infamy, as well as their next LP, which was America's Nightmare. Havoc at this point in his career has become one of the top hip-hop producers within the industry today. And that's more so because of his hard-hitting beats and his unique style of production. I don't really believe that he gets the recognition he deserves, and that's more so of the change that we've had in music for the past 2 decades now. If you listen to hip-hop at all, and if you listen to any of Havoc's actual production, you notice that Havoc actually produces his tracks for more so, I would say, lyrical artists. And most of the music that we hear nowadays, there's not too many lyrical artists that we have out here. Havoc's production on the Blood Money album was superb. Him together with Sha Money from the G Unit made for this album to be a definite classic amongst hip-hop. Now, even though we've gone over every Mobb Deep album, my main focus was of course Havoc and his production contributions to each one of these albums. Havoc has went about producing the majority of all of the tracks that were done on every one of these Mobb Deep LPs. And you can definitely tell his unique beat-making style from the unique drum patterns that he uses, as well as the classical music samples that he uses as his samples and his instrumentals. I would also suggest, if you've never heard an actual Mobb Deep album, to take the time to go out and listen to one. If you're an avid hip-hop listener and you definitely enjoy originality, this group is definitely the one for you, and I think you will definitely enjoy listening to each one of these albums. I appreciate your time, and I hope you appreciate and enjoy my presentation.